So it's the first day of fall, or near the first day of fall. My hornbeam here has started to change, and I'm going to do a little light pruning on it. I haven't pruned it all summer. And I was thinking too, I might take a little footage of this tree over the coming weeks to show the progression of how the foliage changes. It was really, really spectacular last year, and hopefully I'll have another good year this year. Alright, so nothing major here. Like I said, I haven't cut anything off this tree all year. And now that the leaves have started to change, I'm not worried about stimulating a bunch of growth, which I don't want to stimulate this late in the year. So I'm going to go ahead and prune it up just so that the silhouette is nicer for the fall color, which is one of the things I love about this tree. So I'm basically going to just prune the tips. And yeah, I spread some misinformation with one of my most popular videos, North American Natives. I said in that video that this had a slow growth rate, and at least two, I think three people came back and said, my hornbeam actually grows really well. So yeah, apparently these can grow really well. I don't get a ton of growth, but that's just me, and I have a sample size of one, just this tree. So yeah, apparently these can grow really well for you. I do have mine in this little pot, so that affects the growth rate. Obviously it slows it down. Also, people shared that their hornbeams, the leaves do reduce. So that was exciting for me to hear, because this is a pretty small tree, as you can see, and I want the leaves to get smaller. They're pretty large. So yeah, it'd be better if I had smaller leaves for this size of tree, and maybe I'll just even cut off some of the large leaves. But again, I don't want to do much. All I'm doing is just pruning the tips of the branches, because I don't want them necessarily to extend. And this tree handled full sun really well. I mean, the leaves are looking kind of beat up now, so I'm still hoping though that I'll get some good fall color. But not nearly as beat up as a lot of my maples. So hoping for that fall color, and hopefully I'll show that in this video. This is the first day of fall, just pruning it so I can enjoy the silhouette better, and it looks more in shape, and I think I'm about there, honestly. And then my plan is just to video this tree every week to show the progression of the color. And this is the Wisconsin red variety, selected especially for its fall color. And I don't think I'll do any structural pruning on it. It's kind of crowded in some spots, but that doesn't bother me. It's nice, it's been hard not to prune this all summer. I'm not sure why I didn't just give it one prune. I just kind of let it go. And still enjoyed the tree for what it was, but kind of wanted to prune it. I'm also going to I'll talk a little about this Sedum Lime Zinger that I have planted on the bottom of this. I'm going to clean this up too. And I've had a change of heart. I used to like having this succulent in this tree, but for this tree in particular, and I love generally planting succulents at the base of my trees. This tree though, I'm not liking the way this goes with this. I think I want just moss. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this up. But I think it was Lee's Trees was asking me about my Lime Zinger that I have in a little pot. And so I thought I'd point out to him on the video here, I'll bring the camera in, how the growth habit of this sedum. So planted at the base of this tree, I have this Sedum Lime Zinger. And yeah, like I just said, I don't really like it. I'm going to take it out, I think. Or maybe not take it out, but I'm just going to continuously just take these back because I just don't like the look with this tree. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't feel right. I just think I want some moss. I'm going to do that in the spring, just moss the tree. But I want to point out how this grows. So it extends these things out during the growing season. and they'll get, you know, pretty long with these big leaves, red edges. It's a nice sedum. I like it. And then it's a hardy sedum, so eventually these are all going to turn brown and not look good, and they'll just die off. But it's hardy, so the roots won't die. But you can see here at the base of the sedum is our new little rosettes, and it's hard to see on the video. Hopefully you can see it, but at the base are new rosettes. So that is for next year, and those will actually be fine throughout the winter. The little leaves will be just fine, even below freezing. They'll just stay dormant, and they'll stay small, and they won't grow. And they're gonna turn pink. And when I took a picture of my Sedum Lime Zinger that's in a little tiny pot, it was in that phase over the winter where it had tiny little rosettes that were pink because of the cold. So yeah, these will not stay. It's not evergreen. It's not an evergreen sedum. These will die over the winter when it gets down to, you know, 20 degrees, 15 degrees. But these little tiny rosettes at the base, those are next year's leaves, and they're very small, very, very small. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that to Lee's Trees, who was asking about my little Sedum Lime Zinger that I have bonsaied. And they do eventually trunk up and bulk up. I have my one in my pot that has that chunk on it. And you know, I'll go ahead and show that while I'm talking about it. So, whoa, same plant, Sedum Lime Zingers, from the same little 4-inch potted plant. But after a few years, get into the light here, you can get a trunk on them. But you can see this one's quite overgrown, but at the base of those leaves will be new little rosettes, and it'll trunk up eventually. And I think this little pot, it seems to do fine. And this little pot, I have kept it in here for 3 years. So yeah, I'll pull all these old leaves off, and then I'll have those new little rosettes, and it'll look pretty neat.